It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack Podcast. You know, on Saturdays, we play fun music and we feature great information at 993thevine.com with me, Big Rick Stewart, and music from my time at Live 105 and at KFOG. We also mix in some stories that I find kind of interesting, whether it's local music or food or tech or just kind of some cool things I think you ought to know about. It's always lots of fun. Fun music and great information happens every Saturday at 993thevine.com. And the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack Podcast features great information like this. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack, fun music and great information with me, Big Rick Stewart. I love talking about wine. Actually, not really that much. I love drinking wine. That's actually what I love to do. But I love talking about deals when it comes to Napa Valley wines, because it seems like there's not very many deals here in the Napa Valley, but you would be wrong if that was your thinking, because the very fine folks over at Wine Spectator came out with their top 10 wine values of 2022. Including my buddy Tim Fish, who came up with this list. All right, winespectator.com is where you can find more of this information. And on the list, there's some Napa and Sonoma wines. So there you go. Kendall Jackson comes in at number 8 with their Sonoma County Vintners Reserve Merlot, scoring 90 points and just $24. That's a great deal. I like that. All right, so there's some Merlot if you were looking for that on your list. Joel Gott always has good value in his wines. Sauvignon Blanc for just $16. Scoring 91 points. I like that. We continue to climb the list, and we find Decoy at number 2. That's a good Napa Valley Red. 91 points and $30 for some Decoy. And number 1, it's a Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon from Beaulieu Vineyards, scoring 92 points and just $33. It's always one of my favorites. It's like a go-to $30-something Napa Valley cab. It's really good. It's always delicious, as are their high-end wines, although they're super high-end wines I don't think I've ever had, because I'm always grabbing this one. So congratulations to Beaulieu and everybody that works there and everybody involved in their winemaking, and they are one of the best values according to our friends at Wine Spectator. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack, fun music and great information every Saturday right here at 993thevine.com. Hey, have you ever wanted to own a nightclub and maybe a restaurant next to the nightclub and have it over in Sonoma County in a place with lots of history? All right, break out the checkbook, because the owners of McNear's Saloon and Dining House and Mystic Theater, maybe you've seen some live shows there, a little neighborhood downtown Petaluma hangout, are putting the place up for sale. It's listed for $1.3 million for the restaurant and bar and live music venue. It's all side by side right there in downtown Petaluma. I've seen many shows there. It's a really cool place, and it has a lot of history. Now, it's not for any bad news. It's actually because the owners just kind of want to retire. They say hopefully we will find someone to just step in our shoes and keep running it pretty much as we always have for 36 years, said co-owner Jeff Harriman. That is our desire. So it includes a little cafe that they say is kind of like Cheers, like everybody hangs out and lots of regulars. And the live music venue has had people like Van Morrison, Snoop Dogg, Carlos Santana, Train, and more. I saw Greg Kinn there and many other acts. It's always fun to go over there and check out some cool shows. And maybe this could be your chance to hang out and have a nightclub over in Petaluma. Harriman credits his business partner Ken O'Donnell and the O'Donnell family with the success of the business. And O'Donnell said that he's excited to pass on the legacy to someone new as he looks forward to finally getting some well-deserved leisure time, including more fishing and traveling in his retirement. That sounds like a great retirement. All right, well, we just hope it stays open. McNear's Mystic Theater in Petaluma up for sale. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Fun music and great information right here at 993thevine.com. Hey, are you sharing your Netflix password? Oh, cool. I mean, are you maybe using someone's Netflix password? Oh, that's cool. That's a good way to save a lot of money. But guess what? Netflix is on to this. Of course, you probably figured that. Headline: Netflix will put a stop to password sharing by the end of March. Oh, man. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Fun music and great information. I'm Big Rick Stewart. I don't know how great this is. I mean, it's useful and probably something you should know about. Netflix plans to bar users from sharing passwords for free by the end of March this year, according to a recent company announcement in a letter to shareholders. Now, they've kind of hinted at this, but they haven't given a specific date. But, well, now they have, actually. They say that today's widespread account sharing, they say 100 million households, undermines our long-term ability to invest and improve Netflix as well as build our business. This is a letter to shareholders. It's kind of like, shareholders speak. They go on to say that while our terms of use limit use of Netflix to a household, we recognize this is a change for members who share their account more broadly. Yes, it is. All right, so exactly how this is going to work and how they're going to enforce this, I have no idea. But they're going to do this sometime in February. They say that the new policy would likely lead to near-term engagement being negatively impacted as some users stop consuming content on the platform because they're losing their free account. That means people are going to cancel. But I guess they'll make up for it some way. Maybe make you some special family and friends offer. I have no idea. So be on the lookout for your Netflix account. Some changes probably on the way. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information every Saturday here at 993thevine.com. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. I'm Big Rick Stewart. We like to have some fun music and we like to have some great information in the mix as well. How about this? Some folks at Fat Tire have made some changes. Not Fat Tire bicycles. We're talking about New Belgium Brewing. They've made a recipe change to their Fat Tire beer. It's been around for 32 years. Got it started in the basement of a home in Colorado. And, that's kind of how these kind of small beers start. It has since become a big deal. Now they say we spent the better part of the last 2 years working on a new recipe refresh, said Christian Holbrook, the brewmaster at New Belgium. So what's behind all this? Kids. Okay, not like little kids. Younger kids. It's a demographic that has grown up with way more access to flavor and way different types of beverages in grocery stores and convenience stores. Okay, that makes sense. So a younger generation kind of wanted some different flavors. So the folks over at New Belgium and their Fat Tire beer made some recipe changes. Now, I don't think it's too drastic, and they did this right at the end of 2022. So you might have actually already noticed this. But they say it's slightly crisper, slightly brighter, slightly easier drinking. More in line with the palate and preferences of the current 21 to 29-year-olds. All right, so there has been a change. Have you noticed this? They say they did this to lighten up the body, lighten up the flavor a touch, and lighten up the color as well. But we will stay true to the roots that a lot of people know as Fat Tire. All right, so they got a new generation of Fat Tires coming on board. What do you think? I don't know. Give it a try. I actually really kind of do like Fat Tire beer. I haven't noticed a change, but I don't think I've had one this year. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. How about that, you beer fans? Fun music and great information right here at 993thevine.com. Hey, it's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information with Big Rick Stewart. Here's a headline, but I got some pretty amazing details. Two of California's largest reservoirs hit their highest level since summer of 2020. I know, but what? Wait till you hear the numbers. It's pretty amazing. Now, this is from Chief Meteorologist Mike Finnan and reported by KCRA TV. Now, they're talking about Shasta and Oroville, but Berryessa and all the other places we know and love, Clear Lake and more, also similar results. Lake Shasta and Oroville have both added more than 1 million acre-feet of water in the past month, and the levels continue to rise. As of about a week ago, Lake Shasta is at 55% of its total capacity, and Lake Oroville is at 62% of capacity. Last summer, Shasta peaked at 40%, so it's come up quite a bit, and there's not even any snow melt yet or anything. With the snowpack above the reservoirs running near 200% of average for the first time this year, it's likely both reservoirs will rise to near capacity by May. Well, that's what the meteorologists say. I know my fishing friends at Clear Lake are happy because all the Clear Lake launch ramps have been closed for months, but now with the recent rains, I think they're all open again. So they're doing tournaments and all that good stuff as well. So get out there and enjoy some of the best of Northern California. Make some camping reservations, make some plans to take time off work, whatever. Get out where you can and get there when you can. I'm Big Rick Stewart. Enjoy the rain and the snow melt coming soon. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information here at 993thevine.com. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information with me, Big Rick Stewart. I'd like to dedicate this next story to Mythbusters, the TV show. The fans, the host, the whole thing. Was that a great show or what? I loved Mythbusters. All right, so this is from Car and Driver, and the headline says, how much do roof racks affect fuel economy? Well, I saw this and I thought, man, it seems like every other car you see has roof racks, not with a box on top or anything, just the actual racks there waiting for all the fun things to go on top. Well, maybe you would like to take those off if you want to save some money. Car and Driver says in our 75 mile per hour highway fuel economy test, they found the fuel economy of a long-term test Kia Carnival, which is kind of like one of those little SUV things. It improved by 3 miles per gallon without the roof racks. That would be 12% when they took off the factory crossbars. Having those bars hanging out in the airstream increases aerodynamic drag, they say, and that increasingly hurts fuel economy the faster the vehicle is traveling. So if you're doing a lot of highway traveling, maybe take those crossbars off. Their results with the crossbars removed equate to a highway driving range increase of roughly 60 miles and a fuel cost saving of about $14 every 1,000 miles, based on national gas prices and the MPG of the vehicle they were using. Gas prices in California, probably a little above the national average. So I don't know, there you go. Definitely kind of has a Mythbusters vibe to it, right? Take those crossbars off. Check out Car and Driver for more info. And thanks for listening to the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information with me, Big Rick Stewart, at 993thevine.com. Well, those are some stories that I have featured on the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Tune in at 8 a.m. every Saturday at 993thevine.com. I'm Big Rick Stewart here. Music from my days at Live 105 and KFOG, some current songs, lots of surprises and more. It's always lots of fun. We have a 10 at 10, a Beatles brunch at noon. It happens all day. The Wine Country Saturday soundtrack and the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack podcast. Tell your friends, and thanks for listening to this podcast, and thanks for checking out 993thevine.com.